Hello everybody, Corey here. I'm going to do the ULTY video for June 10th. I will say that I totally forgot about doing this video last night. I don't know, something hit me as I was looking at the stock market this morning, and I remember thinking, I don't remember doing that on the video. Well, that's because I didn't do the video. And I was so proud of myself that I got them done early and everything. But yeah, so I apologize for that. Otherwise, it would have been done last night. So just a reminder, I'm not a qualified licensed investment or financial advisor. I'm just here to gather the data and present it to you, so you can use that information along with everything else you know about YieldMax ETFs. And the reminder here that YieldMax ETFs are extremely risky, possible loss of capital, but these are income ETFs, not growth ETFs, and so on. So please make sure you know what you're investing in, especially if you're new to these. So let's just jump right in here. Well, we started doing the daily first, so let's do the daily. I was just looking the outstanding shares. So our outstanding shares jumped massively, which I didn't realize until just a few seconds ago. But you see, I might even have to get a calculator out for this. I don't know what the other numbers were, if this is going to be an easy math problem. But you see we had almost 8.7 million. And then now we're a little over 10 million. So 1,350,000 increase here, which is similar to what YieldMax was also. It had a huge increase. And that's right. Now I remember, because I was doing this last night and these IVs weren't loading. So I did not get these here added. But meaning I didn't get them added to the regular file. Let me look to make sure, because now I realize that... hold on, was there trades on this one this week? I'm sorry, I guess I missed a few things last night here. All right, so I apologize there. I've made a bunch of changes, so might take it a second there to load. I realize I did not finish this one last night because when I had done it, the holdings hadn't posted and everything else. Of course, I don't know why all the changes are not coming through here. Well, I have them sorted by ranking, even though it's looking like on here it's not here. That one that says it's loading for Carvana. Well, where is it? Oh, okay. It's 67% on my computer. I don't know why it's not loading here on this spreadsheet. But anyway, so, and I didn't highlight these. All right. So anyway, we have two new ETFs here, or not ETFs, I'm sorry, tickers. And we have two returning. So we have Irene here, is brand spanking new. And Mobley here, that's brand spanking new. So, and then the two that were returning, we have GCT, for those of you that have been around a while, Google Cloud Technology. And what was the other one? I mean, I just added them back. Oh, Carvana. So those are our returning ones there. Let me zoom out so we can make sure we get all of these in there. All right. And I guess I could have just sorted them by inception. But let's move on here. So we have the stock prices here. Sorry, the rankings aren't showing up, but again, I had them in order. So the therapeutics company and Novavax up at 127, 125%. And then, you know, we have ARM at the bottom at 55%. But to move on to some of the prices, we have ULTY was actually up 4 cents yesterday at 0.27%, and the S&P was up 0.26%. well, we got a big old 12% there, and I don't see any big green ones. Let's sort this. So Novavax dropped $2 and something yesterday, 12%. Wonder why that happened. And then, yeah, we have a few other negatives there, but not too bad. Overall, we have, the majority of these are green. About 2/3 of them are green. So they might, I don't know, overall if it's going to outweigh it. But we have, man, I've already forgot what this company was. I know it was one I couldn't pronounce, so I just started doing it ENVX, or I wasn't sure how to pronounce it, and I hated to keep pronouncing it wrong. But it was up 9%. And then, of course, we have Hood up 6%, Sunrun and Zim Shipping up 5%. Then if we move over to our trades, you can see here 70, let's see, all the trades here, which y'all probably don't care necessarily about each individual one. Obviously, they are here. I'm going to sort this. That's weird that 17 is yellow down there versus a reddish color. But anyway, the rankings don't matter as much as they used to, since now we own stock. So it's not necessarily a bad thing if they're at the bottom. It just means, like, if you look from here down, these are buying, like, the stock for the week, like the entire portfolio, the entire position. That's what I'm trying to think of. So this is without me looking at the holdings yet. These are probably just brand new, right? Starting entire positions of stocks there. And then these other ones, I'm looking up yet. The rest of these here are probably just where they're adding to the stock that they already had to weight. I should put weightings over here now that I think about it. But to re-weight the portfolio. We did have weightings before, but then it didn't make sense when we had synthetics and stuff. But now that we have this back, I don't know, maybe I can put the weighting back over here. But we can see by looking at our net assets over here that we're somewhere around 7 million on average, it looks like. It's probably more towards the 7.1 million. Actually, if I highlight these, it will tell me at the bottom average of almost 7.1 million there. So remember that for the week, so around 71 cents. But here at the top, and actually we won't even go over the top. Let's just go ahead and go over to this summary tab. So declaration date is Thursday, and so ex-dividend date will be Friday. I always question myself, and let's just make sure because I hate to misspeak. So 13th, I'm pretty sure, is Thursday. Yeah, Thursday and Friday there, with payment on Monday or Tuesday, depending on which brokerage you have. But, all right, sorry about that. The day before, yeah, so those dates are good. So obviously it says we're a day off here because we've only completed 19. Today will be the 20th, and tomorrow will be the 21st day before the declaration. But you can see so far here where we started at 16.30, we're at 14.70. We're down $1.60, and the distribution was only $1.28. So we're down more than the distribution from last month. And then you can see the huge increase in outstanding shares, not only just between the last couple of days, but between the last month, because this is still a fairly new fund here. So if we come over here, we can see I get all the dollar amounts broken down by share. So right now, if you look, we're only at 72% here. 72%, 72 cents earned. Now, this probably would have been a lot higher, right, if this would have stayed. I should have done this a while ago because I was curious what it would be, and then I didn't. So 8675. Yeah, so we would have been up around 84 cents, which would have been, about right if they were looking to get 20 cents a week, because we were at 60 cents, which was an average of 20 cents, so that got another 20 cents there. However, with our outstanding shares going up as much as it did, it's brought that down from, what was it, a possible 84 to 72 cents. So that's a big drop there. So it's actually going to, right now it's looking to be around, this is around the YieldMax and YMAG right now, or at least as of yesterday. But so that's what we have here. If we're only looking at the short call premium, which, isn't necessarily going to be what they do, that's what we're looking at. Of course, if we look at last month, originally I had to average between these to do this, but with the stock price going down as much as it did, I just did a calculation. If it was a 98% yield, again, not saying it would be, then we'd be looking about $1.20. But I don't know. Again, I wouldn't pay that much. I would definitely say it would be over $1. And it might even be, if it was me, it might even be $1.07, just so I couldn't say that this is the lowest distribution amount ever for those that listen to people, right? But that's just me. Of course, if we look at these two, we have an average of like 96 cents. Of course, that seems sort of low looking at the last couple of distributions. So, and that first distribution was only for 10 days. So, I don't know. We'll see what they do. We'll see what our outstanding shares change. Our premium itself is probably not going to change unless we have a whole bunch more people buy in, today. But we'll see. Just wanted to get this out to you. Just a reminder, we have 2 trading days left. There just may not actually be any trades here. So we did the daily, we did that, and now let's go into some actual trades. So a lot going on. So I did this similar to the week before to try to help here. But so they closed the shares for Viking Therapeutics at the top, which is actually significant because it's been in this portfolio since day one. But I got some additional data to show you besides just that. And then Victoria's Secret, they did end up closing that out. Again, they had earnings before, didn't do great. And then we'll see here at the bottom. So I have that data at the top. Here, my cat's acting crazy. Here at the bottom, I could add Victoria's Secret because it was pretty easy. I can't zoom in very well and show everything. It's because of this freeze pane. How about I do this? I'm going to actually do that for this too, just because to get Victoria's Secret all in there. So you can see here where they initially bought the stock, and then when they sold the stock, again, Victoria's Secret, when they bought it, it was at 23. They bought it at 23.55. And then they sold it for $18.83. So they lost $1.2 million on Victoria's Secret. And then as far as the short call goes here, you can see the premium received at $217,000, and then they paid $13,000 to close this out a week early. But they made $205,000 on that. But overall, they ended up having to pay they lost $1,002,000 on the Victoria's Secret trade there. So, and then Viking Therapeutics, it's not on this one, but now I can't even open these back up. I actually had to make it its own separate tab. I just realized all my yellows are not here for some reason. So, Viking Therapeutics, like I said, this has been here from day one, and this is messy. I did not spend a lot of time trying to clean this up. But the red basically means it's probably reconstructed for one reason or another. So like the first one up there, February 28th, inception day. I didn't have what the trades were for that, so I used the holdings. And let's see, the rest of these is probably the similar thing. I didn't have the so I have these in order right by our short calls, the stocks and then the synthetics. So you can still see some of these that like down here. That's still from the beginning. But again, just means they're reconstructed, whether they, holdings. It looks like they were all except for one was a closed one. I'm not sure why that wouldn't be red, but sorry, I did end up taking the notes off of these because to do the things, to do my formulas. But anyway, so just to get to it, for the short calls, they actually made $414,000 in premium total. That's the net, right? But when we look here at the stock, because they own the stock versus the synthetic here, they were purchasing. So you can see here the purchase prices, almost $71, $75, almost $72, 67, and then 64. So that's all the purchasing ones, right? And then they ended up selling it all for $56, therefore losing $3.3 million here. I guess they just finally gave up on it and decided it was never going to recover and cut their losses. And then if you look at the synthetic positions down here, it actually made a little bit of money. It made $29,000. But by holding the stock there versus the synthetics, they've lost a lot of money. So overall, with all of those summed together, they've lost $2.84 million in Viking Therapeutics. So I wanted to go over those. Then all the rest of these are going to be, either they added or they're brand new. So you can see this data here. You can see all the sums in the left-hand side. But we also had those on the daily summary. So I guess those aren't technically needed anymore. But let's move on over to the holdings because we do have that data over here as well. So we already talked about all the data at the top, so we're good to go there. Let's look at our new ones here. So again, if you haven't been watching this the whole time, right? So we have Carvana, that one's been here before, and it's back again. Giga Cloud Technology, that one is back, and then this one is Irene. Is Iris Energy. That's our brand new one. And then Mobileye Global, which I wouldn't have thought that was automobile components, but I feel like I know that name now. I don't know. So we have Iris and Mobileye. All right, so we reviewed our new ones. And honestly, I'm not going to go down through every single one of these trades here, but you can see you sort of saw it on the other tab here. I'm just showing if it was brand new, or if it was added, or if they added shares or contracts here, the share price per share and then the total price, which we already saw the total prices on the other since we do the daily together now. But there's all that data. But I'm not going to read all that to y'all. If it was just a few, we'd go over it, but make this video shorter, right? I'm sure y'all love that. So would I. So let's look here. Let's look at all of our short calls. So all of these expire this Friday with the exception of Giga Cloud Technology. The market was pretty green yesterday. Of course, looking off the bat, we are underneath all of our short calls. Of course, if some of them hadn't have gone red yesterday, let's see, what was it? I just saw it. Novavax, if it hadn't gone down 12%, we would not. Of course, I guess they purchased this after it was going down, so they knew it was going down. But anyway, let's go through these real quick. We have ARM, 155 strike price. We're underneath that 10%. Space Mobile, 950 strike. We're under 11%. Clean Spark, 17 strike, under 8%. Carvana, 118, under 8%. ENVX, $12 strike, under 5%. GigaCloud Technology, $35 strike. We're under that 9%. Hims and Hers, 23 strike, under 6%. Robinhood here, $25 strike, under 6%. Iris Energy, $11 strike, under 6%. Mara, 21.50 strike, under 9%. Mobileye, this one is a reminder, expires next Friday, $36 strike. We're underneath that 10%. MicroStrategy, because it went down. Well, it doesn't show that it went down yesterday. I could have sworn it went down. I'm going to have to look that up now. But, yeah, 17.75 at strike price. We're under that 10%. Oh, that's right. It went down Friday. Sorry. Okay. Novavax, 17.50, under 9%. Reddit, 64 strike price, under 7%. Sunrun, $15 strike, under 6%. Whew. SMCI, 835 strike, under 6%. The therapeutics company there, $130 strike, under 6%. Upstart, 25.50 strike price, under 7%, and then 7%, and then Zim Shipping, $22, under 7%. All right, sorry to rush through those, and then some of this data we're covering in other areas, but again, it's here for you to view. But anyway, I hope y'all have a great day. Sorry for forgetting about this one last night. I knew it was too easy to be done that quick. Or that early. It wasn't quick, but that early. Anyway, hope y'all have a great day, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.